So it is I. Yes, me it is. I won, you won. You won because I won. Biggest win in American history. No other win like it. Best win for the best country. This country, our country. No other country like it, really. So what is the first thing I am going to do? I'll tell you, I have a plan. Well, I have a concept of a plan. Let me share that concept with you. I think you'll like it. First thing we must do is end the wars. No more war. Nobody likes them. Do you like them? I don't like them. They must be ended. All of them. I'll end them on day one. Ukraine will give Russia all of its land back, or there'll be no Ukraine to give back. It's that simple, really. No other choice. They'll become one or become a hole in the ground. Biggest hole you've ever seen. No other hole like it. And Hamas will follow suit, or they too will be no more. Simple solutions to end the war, and the wars will end. No one wants to become a hole in the ground, I can assure you that. I once fell into a hole, biggest hole I ever fell into. I didn't like it much. They won't either. So, all wars will be ended on day one. Then we'll start the mass deportations. If you are here illegally, you will be found and you will be thrown out literally. If you came here illegally and then they gave you asylum papers, you can shove those up your ass because you entered illegally. You want to come to our great country and seek asylum. You come through the legal channels or you will be removed. It has to be done. It will be done. Some of you worry that we will be splitting up families. You are wrong. We don't like separating families, especially children from their parents. All families will have the choice of being deported together. No other way. It's the humane thing to do. Many of you will be wondering how we will deport them. It's quite simple, really. We will be constructing catapults which will face the wall. Many of them all lined up facing the wall. All will be thrown literally over the wall into Mexico. It's their problem now, not ours. I know some of you will say that they're not all Mexicans. I understand, but I've adopted a rather left-wing position on this and decided to go with them identifying as Mexicans. Each illegal will be lined up along the wall, my wall, most glorious wall in the world, if you ask me. They'll be asked if they identify as Mexican. If they do, they'll be thrown back to Mexico. If they don't, they'll be shot. Simple solution, really. Don't blame me. Blame the Democrats. They brought them in, not me. Speaking of the wall, my wall, our wall, best wall in the world, really. We'll finish the wall. We will also build towers with gun turrets. We'll adopt a rather Polish approach to this problem, and we will be shooting to kill. That's your warning. You want to get into our country illegally, you'll be shot on sight. This will pay for itself. Americans love guns. You love guns. I love guns. We all love our guns, and no one will take them away from you. These turrets will be hooked up to the interwebs. Americans will be able to log in and pay to have the possibility of killing an illegal. Great idea. My idea. Best idea ever. Veterans will get a monthly amount of time free. Completely free. Will help them mentally, you see. But the rest of you will have to pay to play, and you know you will. It will pay for itself and help get America out of debt. You'll see, we'll all see, trust me. If no one is manning them virtually, they'll switch over to an auto-targeting system designed by Elon Musk. If you're squirmish, I know some of you are a bit squirmish, don't worry. We can add visual filters over the top to change the look of the illegals into fun-looking cartoon characters. I haven't forgotten about you Democrats. If you're a Democrat, you can choose the MAGA filter, and all the illegals will be visually replaced to look like MAGA supporters with Make America Great Again red caps on. Yes, I'm a genius. I know it. So our border will be stronger than ever, protected by Americans, for Americans, best plan ever. Illegals will be deported. America will be American again. America will be great again. We will bring business back to America. Tariffs, yes, lots of them. Every other country that took our stuff will have to pay 1,000% tariffs. You'll build and buy American. Everyone will. Be the cheapest stuff you can buy. American stuff. Best stuff ever made, in my opinion. And we will drill, baby, drill. We'll drill like we've never drilled before. And while we are drilling, we will be building nuclear power stations. They are completely safe now and 100% carbon free. We will transition over to nuclear as they are built and drill less and less. When we are 100% on nuclear, you will see your power bills will be next to nothing. Almost zero, and we will be able to sell a lot of that power from these stations to other countries. That will also help pay off our debt super fast, incredibly fast, I say. One of the last things we need to fix is our rigged elections. Luckily, I am in, and you voted me in, all of you. You all made it too big to rig. They didn't expect it to be this big, but it was. Biggest voting in of all time. All Americans will be required to have a voter ID to vote. They'll only be able to vote once. If you vote more than once, you'll be locked up for 10 years. The voter roster of America will be updated monthly. If you move, you must update or you will be unable to vote. If you attempt to vote and you have not updated that you have moved, it will be considered fraud and you will be locked up for 10 years. So best you update your voter ID with where you have moved to before you go vote. The voter roster of America will remove those that have passed on. The dead shall no longer vote, nor will any non-citizen. Asylum seekers who come through legally will not be considered American citizens until they are accepted and become American citizens. It's not a difficult concept to understand, really. Voting will no longer be done by machines. We will be returning to pen and paper ballots. They will be counted manually, and this will be done on camera. Multiple cameras, multiple streams, and live feeds. No longer will there be cheating. Any fraud found to be done, that person will be instantly locked up for 10 years. These 10-year sentences will be non-negotiable. You will not get out before that period of time is up. I know. Yes, I know. Some of you think I am being harsh, but I am fair, and all prisoners will have an option to identify as Mexican each year of their sentence. It's the least I can do. Hate speech will be outlawed. Freedom of speech allows you the freedom to speak your mind. So long as you are not inciting violence, which we already have laws for, go nuts. Speak your opinion on anything. Social media will have to accept this. They will have no choice. Freedom of speech outweighs your hurt feelings. You have the option to not take offense, but if you choose to be offended, that is on you. Don't listen. Change the channel. However, if you are found to be going out of your way to cancel someone based on your feelings, you will be at risk of facing 10 years in prison, so think carefully about your reactions. The truth is the truth. The truth is not your truth or my truth or their truth. Facts matter. Should you be found to be twisting the truth, you could face prison time. Sure, you can speak your opinion on something or someone. That is fine. But don't go spinning the truth. That's a line you will have to walk. So be very clear when you're speaking your own thoughts, because false accusations could lead you to a place you do not want to go. If you burn our flag, which you can, you'll be jailed for it. No one is saying you can't burn it. Go for it, burn it. But know the consequences of your own actions against our great country and her flag. Speaking of pronouns, there will only be biological pronouns. He, she, his, her, man, woman, male, female. That is all there is. That is all there ever was. Sure, you can identify as whatever the hell you want, but you will not be changing the rest of America nor her rules and laws to comply with your delusions or fantasies. It's not going to happen. No more. That rubbish ends now. You will use the bathroom of your biological sex or face 10 years in prison. You will only compete in sports with your biological sex or face 10 years in prison. It's really quite simple. You can transition at your own expense. No longer will America fund your fantasies. No longer will you use a suicide as a way to guilt America into whatever nonsense you believe in. Want to end yourself? Do it. We got more important things to worry about than 0.0001% of nut jobs. Don't make me bring asylums back, because I will. And if it is found that this pronoun trans, trender, gender pretender agenda is found to be in any of our media, movies, games, it doesn't matter. If it is found to be being forced upon Americans, the entire company and staff within will be fined, heavily fined, and jailed for 10 years. Enough rubbish. America is cleaning up and removing the trash. And that goes double for you doing it to our children, our most sacred children, the children of America, our future. For those of you engaged in mutilating our children or coercing and leading our children into the path of mutilating themselves, you will be heavily fined and put in prison for no less than 100 years. We must protect our children from these lunatics that want to butcher them. I have zero tolerance for anyone wanting to do this to our children. Finally, we move on to reconstruction of our government. Our government is corrupt, bloated, a corporation of corruption. We will dismantle it. There will be our judges. There will be our law enforcers. There will be our law creators. And there will be our emperor, me. Simple and smaller. All hail Emperor me. Thank you. Thank you. Can't wait for day one.